Welcome back. Let's see if I can be a little more cheery this time. So I got a customer log up on the mill. It's a white oak log. If you can see all those white oak logs right there tagged with MM and MT, that's Mike Trotto and his friend. I got to mill all those for him. This customer wants, he's a sign maker, and this is an MM log. His name's also Mike. And he wants it cut into 2-inch slabs. He doesn't need slabs. He wants 2-inch, 8/4 pieces. And he's got the ability in his shop to resaw and plane and everything. So he just wants 2-inch thick pieces. I talked him out of wanting them slabbed and just blown into a cant and then milled into 8/4 boards. The reason being, in his order, he's got some monsters over here, and they're on this HD36. It's a pain in the ass to slab. Big logs. It's not a pain in the ass really so much to slab smaller diameter logs, but big logs, it's a pain in the ass. So this white oak, I'm going to blow it into a cant and cut it into 2-inch thick boards. Also, I just spent the last 2 hours messing with my setup on the mill. Readjusting the guides, changing a million things. I found a million little problems, readjusting my scale, and I think I have it all dialed in. I found a couple of problems that I'm not going to go into now. I'll save that for a different video. But anyway, I want to see how it cuts. I still have the same band on here. I did make a test cut to make sure it's cutting true to dimension, and it is. Off the bunks. And so we're going to cut this one up, and we'll take at it and see how it goes here. So try to get you guys the best view of. So it kind of stinks with these other. I'm waiting on the guy to pick up this slab here. Can't really see speed of cut from this side, so let's just watch it from the other side. And I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can. I also have to make a note, so I'm basically 3 minutes into this video. I got to make a note because he's paying by time on these. So when I get to the end of this, I'll stop it, and that's what he has to pay for this log times $100 an hour. So let's go ahead and get the milling here, and hope we don't run out of anything. And this log's bowed like this. Typically, I'd like to mill it the other way first, but it's just the way it landed, and I'm going to deal with it like that. So it's 13 there. It's like 15 in the center. It's like 14 here. This log doesn't have enough taper in it to mess with it. There's a bunch of dirt in the bark. I think I'm going to try to take it off at 13 and see what that looks like. Try to give him as much material as I can here. And just with the weird length of the log, I kind of had to position it where it is here. I don't like that. I'm going to come down to 12. Start there. So let's see how it goes. Not really getting any water here. Don't need that much water. All right, let's try it. And the other part of this situation here is where I am on the mill. I'm way that way. So I'm gonna have to pull my slabs back before I probably should have just got the mill out of the way first. That would have been smarter. I'll try to show you what's going on to the white oak. They've been sitting around a while. Look nice inside. It's gorgeous. Beautiful cut. There's not even any marks on it. Scrape it off. I'll give you a look at this. I don't feel any waves in it or anything. It's pretty log. Looks like the band cut really good. Found a major problem in the blade guides that I didn't foresee. All right, so we'll flip her over. We'll mill off the other side. Just to for reference here, this log is in between the bark, 16 inches on the fat end, and it's almost 12 inches on the big end. So in theory, we should get about a 9-inch cant out of it. I think 12 works out, I think, to 9.6. Don't know why I left the mill running, but so such is life. You know, if it ends up square, I might just take it off right here. Since it's sitting there, since you said so, might be able to take it off. Just do it like this, do it a different style. One of the problems with doing it this way is you end up with an extra cut in the bark. Anybody who tells you that that's not true, that's not true. You do end up with an extra cut in the bark doing it this way. At least an extra cut in the bark. Oh, it's gonna go over a mile. Should have just rolled it all the way over. Let's just roll it all the way over. Save ourselves a cut in the bark. And we're gonna get ourselves down to some kind of reasonable height on the dogs here, on the log stops. Let's try 3. One of the reasons that I don't like to slab these logs is they're really hard to hold on to in the round. I'm going to keep working the whole time because I want to charge them true to cost here. So that's about 11, and that's about 10. It's looking like a 9-inch cut. 10, maybe a little more. This is not on the bunk. I gotta move this. Damn it. If it ain't one thing, it's another. On a big ass log like this, I don't know that it makes any difference, but if it does, and I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna be upset with myself if that thing falls off the end or something, or so I'll see if I can move it. If I can't move it, I think it's okay to go ahead and make the cut, but might as well try. I think that's close. All right, I think that did it. Obviously a nice flat cut when they just slide on the bunks like that. Yep, perfect. It's up on the bunk here. It's not past my cutout line. I don't see any real dirt in it. Well, there's dirt in it. I just don't see any big glaring mud. I think, where was I at? This is the low point in the center here. Let's just take it off of this. So that's about 10 to the top. So let's try to skim it at 9, see what we end up with. Right now it swoops like this. So try to skim it at 9. As you can see, there is no board in the center of this. I actually need to come down and take another piece off it. You see that? It look like a big cut, but it's not. This will all end up being firewood. There may be one 1-inch board in the other one. All right, so there's no real sense in showing this off. This was at 9. I think I'm going to take 1 inch off it. See if that'll save us here. Seven 7/8. I'm gonna have to stack these somewhere for him, so I'm just gonna throw these on the Bobcat. This will be a topper piece. And let's throw it on its side. It's just that this log sucks. It's got a real bad thin section in the middle. It's thick on both ends and thin in the middle. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just one thing after another. I bring my stops up a shade. And I don't want to roll it from here, because if I roll it from here, then it's not going to make it all the way to the stops. If it doesn't make it all the way to the stops, I'd have to move the stops over to dog it down. Hopefully it'll roll all the way over the stops now without rolling off that end down there. Use my log dog assist here. Damn it. I apologize for where I got my mic right now, because you're probably going to be able to hear me breathing, but I don't have a hat on, so kind of is what it is. Gotta get this square, there's no choice. Huh. Plug in. God damn it. Thing's amazing. You talk about something that's useless. Well, except for kind of being a second hand. Oh, that's perfect right there. Let's double check it. Jesus Christ. Went a mile too much. Of course. Yep. Perfect right there, if I can keep it there. Yep. Yep. Let's leave that in for now. Just do this cut by eye, probably. I might be able to get him another board out of it like that. Probably keep some of these as just bonus wood. There's nothing on the other side really. It's just at the bottom of the wane. There's actually still a little bit of wane over there, so. Flip it over and blow it out at 2 inches. We set our 2-inch scale. Cut them out at 2 inches. Okay. And we'll set our stops all the way down. Doesn't matter what they are. Just giving them max wood on this, minus some of those slab cuts. Okay. Stayed nice and flat. It's all down in the bunks. As long as you dog that down below 2 inches, we're all set. And I'll just dog it here too, just so it doesn't rotate around. When I get down there, it doesn't rotate. So we'll check our scale. I'll get down to something that we can divide. So get down to 6 1/4. 6 1/4 should be on 2-inch scale. Adjust my 2-inch scale. Okay, that's my 2-inch scale is adjusted now. And we'll take ourselves up, head over to the log here, get ourselves set as tight as we can. This looks like, actually, this looks like it right here. As tight as we can go. So that's on 2-inch scale right there. We're going to take it off here anyway. I am going to, what am I rubbing on now? I'm rubbing on something bad. Let's see what the hell I'm rubbing on now. It's not rubbing on anything here. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it's rubbing on anything. I'm going to come down 1 inch and then go to 2-inch scale. So that's 2-inch scale right there. That's 10 1/2 with a 9 3/8. It's going to give us like 2 1-inch boards here. see, just drop down to the next one. The next dimension. Here's my rubber nuts already. To the nail. To the nail. Unbelievable. Alright, let me just grab some stuff. And grab stuff to take it out. And I'm going to mill the rest of the log with that band just the way it is. So I need channel locks and a hammer. That should be good enough. Let's see if we can get it out. He's going to pay a band charge too. And you can see right there. I'm starting to think maybe I want to roll this on its side. It's cut nice and flat still. Except I should have grabbed my axe too. Should have grabbed my axe too. Oh, maybe. Almost got it. Wow, this is a kind of a weird spot in this log right here. Might be able to get it out now. If you guys can, you guys probably can't see it, but yep. Well, there we go. No staining in this log either. That's what we hit. Didn't mess up the blade that bad. Hopefully we don't hit any more. A weird spot here too. So I think, how wide are these? I think I'm just giving them the best yield if I go this way. So these are just less than 8 inches wide. I give them to him the other way, he's getting them 8 inches wide. I don't see any advantage to doing it either way. They're just stock. Yeah, I'm just going to take it down 2 inches at a time in this dimension. So he's already 27 minutes into me here, so hopefully we get this done in about 3 minutes. So there'll be $50 into this log. So that should be on scale right there. Drop it down to the next 2-inch mark. That's 4 1/8. Tension's out of it now. And down to 2 and we're done. I'm going to be done for today. I got to go put a new light bulb in my, mirror on my truck. Had a guy slam into me on Route 151 the other day. He was going around me, falling right at my ass, and then he scooted around me. I signaled way early. He scooted around me and his driver's side mirror attacked my mirror. Broke it out, so he decided that I was just going to move there. And I'm going to go put it on. I guess the guy lives right the street from me. Okay. So actually, this does work out good for him because he's about $50 into this. So that log cost him $50 basically to mill out plus the blade charge, so $80. We can charge him $30 for the band. The band's not it's not totaled, but you got to charge if you're going to mill. If you're going to mill people's wood, you got to charge them for metal strikes. They're going to bring it to you and ask you to mill it, and you're going to hit metal. You got to charge for it. You have no choice. So, but you got to think about what he's getting for $80 here. He's getting 4, so this is 8, 11, almost 12 feet. It's just less than 12 feet. 2 by 8s basically. They're just less than 8 inches. Oh wow. Oh wow, there was a bunch of metal in this log that is either not there anymore, or I'll show you that. Holy crap. Oh, there too. Wow. I wonder if this metal just got, whether I just missed it or it absorbs into the wood, which I have seen happen before. Wow, look at the rays in that one. Medullary rays in this one, like wicked. I'll give you a good look at both of those. Look at this center one. And there's no staining in the log at all on the ends. See that big stain there? And I didn't hit anything. Look down here. There's holes where they were. There's a hole and a hole and a hole and a hole here too. And no nail. Like they got absorbed by the tree. Look at the medullary rays in this one. That's tiger stripes right there. Beautiful. I'll actually, let me scrape that one off and show you that one too. That band actually got okay for the nail strike. Band actually kept cutting decent. So that nail didn't do a whole lot. There's a bunch of good medullary rays in this one too. So I think you'll be pretty happy to be in this for, you know, basically 15 bucks a board. Plus his one buy. I think he's into it for about $15 a board. I have 3 more logs to mill for him. I'm sorry, 2 more for this guy and then like 5 for the other guy. They brought the logs all together. Wow, look at the medullary rays in this one. Holy shit. Hopefully I get the light right. Look at the rays in that one. All the way down. Look at, and it's got a punky spot in it. Right in between the rays. But this piece down here is beautiful. A great rays in it. No staining, just beautiful, beautiful piece. It's worth it for what he's going to pay to get that one board. Of course, that's the pith board. I mean, if I was charging $4 a board foot, for a white oak, this board right here would be somewhere around 60, 70 bucks. Why? Why does that only happen to me? I gotta go get them stacked somewhere so that, oh, Jesus Christ. Not even fucking worth trying. This one's got all rays in it too. This bottom one's probably the best board in the lot. No staining and tons of rays. I'm just gonna scrape it off. Make sure there's no metal dust on it. When you're doing white oak, you should scrape them off. You don't want any metal dust left on them. It'll black stain them. Now let's see how I came out for width now. So this is just a 1/16 less than 2 inches. And that could be just the way I set on the line. Same thing. So cut perfectly flat, just a 1/16 less than 2 inches. Yeah, it's cutting 2 inches on the end. This is the best board of the whole thing right here, I think. I'll go find a place. Oh, it's got wane on the last 3 inches of it or so, or last 16 inches of it's got wane on the bottom on this side. So I will find a place to go stack those so he'll be able to come get them. And that's 1 log down, and I get 2 more to go for him. They're big ones. One's over here with MM on them. So that big white oak there, and that white oak right there. And then the rest of them all micrados. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one down inside, 5, 6. They think they're all white oaks. I don't think this one is. I think this one is a black oak. And I'm not sure on the rest of Mike's logs, but they could be white oak. It's hard to tell. That one down there looks like a red oak. And if it is, then that leads me to believe that there's, oh, that one's like a spruce. I think that's like a spruce, isn't it? No, maybe not. I don't know that I've ever seen an oak with that many limbs in one spot. But I think that one's a black oak. And we will find out. If that's a black oak, I guarantee something else in here is a black oak too. But that's pretty much it. And I will go find a place to stack these things and probably cover them up with one of his slab cuts, mark them for him, and call it a day. I just gotta, normally in the wintertime you can kind of put stuff anywhere you want, but we're starting to get to that point where the sun's in the sky and you're not gonna be able to leave lumber out here. It's a good example. I just cut this white oak. Look at this little, can you see how much that's cupped? Look how much that cupped, just sitting in the sun right here. That thing cupped a mile. If I get a better view. That's just sitting in the sun. The interesting thing is if I flip it over like this, it'll undo itself. So I flip it over like this, it'll uncup sitting in the sun. But you can't leave stuff out in the sun. All this stuff's going to have to move. That big white oak beam there, it's going to dry fast, but it's going to crack to crap. So everything's got to be covered with something. Cannot have the stuff in the direct sunlight. And I'll probably cover stuff up maybe with that slab cut right there. There may be a little bit of wood. If I cut that end off, right, I can't really see good, but right there, if I cut that end off, there might be an 8-foot one by in that. I hate to throw it back up there, but since I got a whoop band, I think I will try and get him something else out of it. Well, you start to run into time. It's either that or it's going to get cut up into firewood. That's all firewood out there in the woods. It's all going to be camp wood. So that's it. And I hope you guys are having a great day. That reprofiling that band with the chainsaw wheel to get it to 7 degrees worked great. That band was cutting awesome until that nail strike. Still cut good afterwards, to be honest with you. But that's good data. It means I can grind them over to 10 degrees too if I want to really quickly and come up with a decent band. That band's got a little bit of time on it right now, and through some dirty bark, and it was doing fine through white oak until that happened. So I will talk to you guys later. Hit me up.